Sometimes the scariest place a person can live is inside their own version of reality. Meet Kyle. Kyle believes everything in his life is better than ever. He believes things are wonderful, perfect even. But the people watching this story unfold have noticed something different. Like he became Pinocchio himself, the story being told doesn't quite match the picture being seen. And when that happens, supporters begin asking questions that illusions rarely survive. Tonight, Kyle is about to discover what happens when reality finally breaks through perception, and that moment takes place in a dimension known as the Twilight Zone. On today's episode, we are going to take some time to look at some of the things that Kyle has repeatedly said across the most recent videos where he talks about his fiance. And we're also going to read off some comments to see how things do or don't line up for Kyle. So, in his quest to paint this portrait of a perfect blended family, Kyle will often talk about the impact on the children, his children and his new fiance's children, and how they are blending and bonding together. And of course, everyone is perfect, everyone is hunky dory, everyone is happy in that scenario. Meanwhile, many of his followers on Jenny's page, which he has taken over as his own, aren't so sure about that. They're not so sure that the kids are well adjusted. And one recent commenter said, quote, "I worry about the kids. They lost their mom so recently, and now they're being pushed into a blended family dynamic on camera. Give them time to just be kids without a lens in their face." There's also a concern amongst subscribers and supporters that the children's private lives and their process of adapting to a new stepmother figure are being used as content for views and ad revenue, leading to accusations that the channel is now more about influencing than authentic sharing. And I can definitely see how that would be the case. Another supporter said, quote, "I have definitely already called him out on his videos due to his disgusting behavior and disrespect for Jenny, family, and subscribers. His true colors are really showing now. I wish he would stop being selfish and put his children first. It will impact them most in the." So that's a snippet of what a couple of folks are feeling. There's many more comments. You can read them on his YouTube. For me, I just want to say a couple important things. Number one, when you're a parent, your utmost duty is to protect the emotional and mental and physical well being of your children. Putting them into a blended family um, without knowing a person for a significant time is reckless and irresponsible as a parent. Um, I don't understand why Kyle didn't take the time to get to know his fiance better for the sake of his children, that she could be trusted, that she could be a person of safety and comfort and well-being for his children. And sometimes you don't really know a person for like a while, like a couple years. And I just think it's a shame that he's rushing his children into this relationship with someone he doesn't fully know. And I also don't buy that they're super happy and super content and all this and that. They're kids, they're young. They haven't experienced what it actually feels like to be in a new family unit, in a new blended family, to live with people, to do life with people. They don't know yet. And so that's just very premature. And one last thing on this subject. Can you even imagine how horrific it would be if for some reason this relationship between Kyle and his new fiance did not work out and poor Winnie, his daughter, was connected to her emotionally and enjoyed spending time with her and saw her as a stepmom and then lost her too in addition to her own mom? Like, why would you ever take that gamble with your daughter and like give her a chance to come close with someone who may not be there in the future, like, because you just don't know her that well yet. That's insane. Oh, what a nice family photo with stepmommy from December. Let me give Kyle a little piece of advice. Kyle, there's no rush on marriage, okay? There's no rush on getting married to someone and locking it down. I think she's still legally married, right? Like her divorce papers aren't signed, right? That's what I've been seeing in the comments. But don't you want to take the time to get to know her better to make sure like she'll be a good stepmom to your kids? I genuinely don't believe that they've had the opportunity to even come to the conclusion that they would be happy in this blended family. They haven't been around the other kids in a daily living setting where you're actually living under the same home. So you just need to slow your roll and take your time so you don't hurt your kids. Tonight we met a man living inside a reality of his own design, a place where everything felt perfect. But as the story unfolded, something became clear. Reality and perception are not always the same thing. And when those two worlds collide, someone eventually has to face the truth. A truth waiting quietly in a dimension known as the Twilight Zone. Join me tomorrow. I will have another mini Twilight Zone episode where we'll be going through some more comments and looking at what Kyle is saying and see how those do or don't line up. Thanks, guys.